what would be one last piece of wisdom that you would leave them today to help them to process their grief, trauma, and experiences?
Well, that presumes I have wisdom. We've sort of touched on these things, but I think
Mm,
you've mentioned journaling, and
mm,
I journal every day,
mm,
and it's a way to just examine my life.
mm,
I do it first thing in the morning, looking back at the day before to
mhm,
see how did I do and what did I do.
mm,
There was one guy who took one of my classes on how to write a memoir, and he was
mm,
writing a memoir about the death of his wife that happened years earlier. And he
mm,
said he kept a journal at the time. And when he was writing his memoir, he went back and referred to it, and he said, I'd forgotten how angry I was.
yes.
And
Mm,
having written it down, he was able to capture the moment
mm,
because after he experienced the moment, it was siphoned off. It didn't have the power that it used to have because he processed it in his journal. But
mm,
he was able to go back and extract it from the narrative
mm,
because he had moved forward in his life. And yet, in order to tell the story, he had to go back and look back into his life to see what was
mm.
there. So that's one. That's one suggestion. It's just a suggestion. Journal.
I think, yeah, a powerful suggestion, because being able to look back at what you've overcome and what you've been able to keep moving forward through is powerful, to show
Yeah.
your resilience and the power that you have in your soul and your heart, in the journey that you're on as a carer, of a loved one in a medical journey. So yes, I totally agree. Journaling
Thank you.
is important and valuable beyond measure. It's a nugget that's worth investing time in, even if it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, and give it a try. Give it a try because there's no right or wrong way to do it.
Sometimes, like talking with my other carers and stuff, the hardest thing is getting started.
Yeah.
Feeling like your mind goes me blank when you sit down to write. And sometimes, like I write, I've got no idea what I need to write. And then as I've
Sure.
written that, oh, look, here it goes. And then you're able to get a flow. And it's kind of just that kick starting moment.
I have two suggestions based on what you
Mm,
just said. One is whenever you take on a new discipline, part of it
mm,
is just sort of figuring out when to do it, how to do it. And so give yourself some time to find the right rhythm and the right time.
mm,
Trial and error, I think, is part of it. The other thing is to just write, and I'll be more specific about that.
mm,
One suggestion is to start with a phrase.
mm,
Yesterday was, and then just start writing.
mm,
Refuse to pick up the pen. Just keep writing. Set your
mm,
timer for 5 minutes, 10
mm,
minutes. Just
mm,
write. Whatever's there, just let it come out. You're not analyzing it, you're not judging it. Let it come out. Because what you're doing is you're bypassing that internal scolding editor who says, "Well, you can't say that,"
mm,
and it comes from a place that hasn't been judged yet, and it's coming from a deep personal place.
mm,
And once it's on the page, you can look at it objectively and go, "Whoa, what did that mean?" It's not for anybody else, but it's
mm,
just tap into that. Tap into that. Writing is like dipping a straw into your subconscious, and asking that
mm,
question stirs things up, and it's
mm.
like taking a sip, and it comes through your fingers and onto the page. It's the way you can journal. It's also the way
Mm.
you can write a novel.